What's good, world? It's your boy Juice Taylor.
And it's your boy T Wade.
Hey, and y'all already know what we do here. Music conspiracies, we locked in on them, and we got a special one for y'all. Listen, make sure y'all hitting that like button and that subscribe button if you're a fan of dark conspiracies, because we about to be opening the curtain on a lot of things that goes on behind the scenes of the music industry. So make sure y'all tap in, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. We about to take y'all on the journey.
Before we take them on that journey, let it be known that cash apps are being sent. Anything is great. All cash apps are acceptable. I don't care if it's $1. You know the least that you could send. So
Yeah.
without further ado, we definitely have a banger for you guys. We've been sent videos. We also did a little bit of research ourselves. So this one is definitely gonna be one. So without further ado, brother.
Let's get right to it.
Okay, now y'all remember the last video that I did about cloning, right? Well, check this out. You see, Dr. Dre created Eminem, and Eminem is creating 50 Cent, or shall I say recreate. It would seem as though 50 Cent was created as an android.
Hmm.
It was a lot going on in that one for real. It was a lot going on.
I'm gonna tell you like this. When you know, videos that a lot of these artists make, well, more so not nowadays, but a nice time ago, there are messages inside of videos as well. Creating a track is just, that's one way of it. Visual is another way, and that, just even think about that. Like,
Mm. For entertainment purposes only.
next.
Freemasonry, and the Nipsey connection. And in the end, you'll know his true intentions.
You was put down here to wake people up.
My son knows the secret to the mystery of life. In this next video, you will hear Nipsey compare himself to the spook who sat by the door, which is a story of a man who infiltrated the CIA. Now, many people have took this as a sign that he was undercover as a Mason.
Now, Blue Laces 2, one of my favorite records on the album. You make a spook who sat by the door reference.
You know about that, man.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I read that book. But I don't think you a spook who sat by the door. I think your intentions are pretty clear.
That's one of the reasons I was so vocal about where I was coming from and what I represented, because I knew who I wanted to mobilize. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna name my last album "The Spook That Sat by the Door." You know what I mean? When I finish my situation.
When I finish my situation.
After years of studying Egyptian history and its parallel to Freemasonry, I am convinced that they believe through ritual magic and worship, they are able to access not only the realms where these Egyptian gods reside, but grant the power to become immortal gods themselves. First, I want to start with Nipsey Hussle's mom at the funeral. She reads an Egyptian ritual off of a piece of paper. She even tells the audience to bear with her because she's not familiar with this. If that's the case, then why would she even do such a thing? Let's see what she says.
I'm supposed to say Ashe. So we called on the answer, so say Ashe.
In ancient times, they had used the word Ashe to invoke divine forces. Through this, they conceived the power to make something happen or produce change. In the definition, I also found interesting a person through training, experience, and initiation learns how to use the essential life forces to willfully affect change. Next, you'll see her do a ritual of libations.
And now I pour libations to the ancestors.
Libations had derived from Egypt. They symbolized an offer to a deity, and that deity was Osiris. Osiris originally was the god of life until he was murdered. His wife Isis, through magic, then brought him back from the dead, where he transitioned to the god of the underworld. After this occurred, Isis gave birth to Horus. He then became the god of the sky who protected and oversaw Egypt. Now, Horus is the key to understanding all of this. The truth has been hidden in plain sight this whole time. And once you can grasp their goals through ancient occult worship, you will then understand the journey Nipsey was on.
We need to look to the sky for a God. God is within.
Now, in the next clip, you're going to hear Nipsey's mom during an interview promote her church called KSRT. As I looked up what that meant in Egypt, it was defined as the anointed one and was applied to Horus.
Correct. KR.
We building, y'all.
Even like in the rap world, like all of the rappers that you know that never been to jail and never gotten any trouble with the law, but they talk as if their life is opposite of that. Like, those are federal informants, like, you know.
I'm from right here, man. First of all, I want to thank y'all for allowing me the opportunity to speak here today. It's a real honor to be able to appear here and to show love on behalf of my friend, my brother, a great man, a great leader, a great father, a great teacher, and a great friend, Nipsey Hussle.
Watch this, y'all.
And I want to start off by showing some love to Lauren and Nipsey's children. I want to send Lauren a lot of love for being the beloved queen to our king. See, what we lose focus on is that every real black man needs a real black woman in his life. Every time I would see Nip and Lauren out, they reminded me of me and my wife. It was like black excellence. You love to see that. So, with that being said, Lauren, my wife, my family, my kids, we're here for you. Whatever you need. If you need a shoulder to cry on, if you need a hug, if you just need to get away, we're here for you. We love you, baby girl. We always have and we always will. Bear with me, y'all. I'm trying to stay strong for the homeboy Nip right now. Stay down with me. Stay down with me. I got you, cuz. I got you. Next, I want to acknowledge Nipsey's father. See, because Nip has always benefited from having a strong man in his life. And his father clearly did a great job. He showed Nip how to be a strong man, a strong black man. It was always amazing when I would go to the store, because I would go to the store on my own solo, no security, pull up in the morning, Pops being there, and I could just see the look on his face, and he was so proud of his boys for doing something in the community and doing something positive that was inspiring. And Pops, I'd look at your face every time I come in the store and I just sing the joy, and I just want you to know that you may have lost a son, but you picked up another son in me. And now I gotta send a bundle of love to Nipsey's mother. Lord have mercy. What great strength that she showed. She showed a lot of great strength. She helped us out this weekend. Mother, I want to say this to you dearly without reading. When you said what you said to us, you really uplifted us. We had no understanding. We had no nothing. And you gave us what we needed. You gave us the sense and the purpose to know and understand that it was all right. You made us understand that it was all right because we did not understand it at all. We had no clarity, and we was more or less concerned about you and concerned about Lauren and concerned about the family, but you made us feel good. And we want to thank you for that, Mother, for being strong and giving us our strength. I also want to thank all the other mothers in the house right now that's been praying for Nipsey's mother, that's been praying for Lauren. We appreciate all that love from you women. And I want to say this. If it so happens to be that your kids die before you, Nipsey's mother prepared us for this day in the future. Thank you, Mother. Now, I didn't grow up with Nip. I didn't grow up with him in the neighborhood as a kid, but I watched Nip grow up in front of me. I watched him grow into a full-grown man and an incredible young businessman. I still remember the first time when he pushed up on me with his tape. Most rappers, when they push up on Snoop Dogg with a tape, this is their line. Hey, dog, listen to my music. I can make you $1 million. Nipsey's line was, hey, homie, listen to my music. Just give it a listen. That's it? No record deal? You don't want to get put on? So to me, he had vision to know and understand that I don't want to be handed out nothing. I'm gonna come get mine. But at the same time, looking for that clarification, looking for that confirmation. You know, just listen to it, homie. The first time I got his CD, I didn't listen to it. I told him that. I kept it 100 with him. I'm like, K-Mac gave me your CD at football practice. Cause I wasn't listening to that. I was at football practice. Then, about a week later, he gave me another CD. So I'm rolling up a blunt in the back seat of the car on the CD. So I opened the CD up. The homie know. Cuz no. He know the story already. So I'm just telling y'all so y'all be enlightened. So I took the CD out and I popped the CD in. I was like, damn, cuz it's hard. So I'm like, K-Mac, cuz, the little homie hard, cuz, let me get down with it. Long story short, we ended up connecting. We ended up making music together. We ended up making a brotherhood. We ended up creating a bond. We created something that was special. And what was crazy was when he first started, a lot of people was like, you know, he looked like me, he this, he that, but I don't think so. I think, you know, it was the fact that he was tall, he was lanky, he had braids, he had that LA mentality, and he claimed the gang, so I mean, it was natural to be categorized. But one thing that me and Nip had was a kind spirit. We had that spirit of love, of, like Sam said, just magnating, like people magnate to Snoop Dogg and they magnate towards Nipsey. It's like when we met each other, it was like a magnet coming together. We had the same spirit. But what was crazy was Nip mentality was stronger than a rapper that's been in the game for 15 years. And I'll give you an example of that. One of the first conversations me and Nipsey had, he was talking to me about, hey, cuz, you need to do a amusement park, cuz, doggy land, cuz. I'm like, for real? He's like, yeah, cuz, with 40-ounce roller coasters and, you know what I'm saying? Nigga, you Snoop Dogg, cuz, everybody come see you know what I'm saying? Yeah, come check your amusement park. I'm like, cuz, you tripping. So he kept, like, every time I would see him, he would always bring it up. He would bring it up. So, like, the 5th time he said it to me, or was it the 6th time? Yeah, the 6th time he said it to me. Let me get politically correct. Yeah, cuz, the 6th time he said it to me, I said, Nip, why don't you just do it for me, cuz? Because I don't understand the dynamics of what you're saying, cuz I'm an old school nigga. I'm A, B, C, D. You didn't went off into the Matrix, cuz. You gotta... So with that being said, Nip ended up creating a square, and he ended up buying property, and he ended up having things like Vector 90, and he ended up doing things in the community, and he built his own doggy land. He built his own world. He built his own thing that people from around the world is starting to come to, take pictures of, stand in front of, immortalize this man. The things that he wanted for me, he did for himself. But he had vision for me that I didn't even have for myself. So I want to thank you, mother and father, for bringing Nipsey into this world, for giving us Nipsey. I thank y'all for that. And for those that knew Nipsey Hussle personally, you knew he had nothing but love for every gang member from Southern California. I don't care what neighborhood you was from. One conversation that me and Nip had once upon a time was, cuz, you know the Trays like your music too, cuz. He like, no they don't, cuz. I'm like, yeah they do, nigga. Everybody like our music, cuz. It ain't like that. When you make music and you come from the dirt, one thing about a neighborhood, we gonna respect another man from another neighborhood, even if he ain't from our neighborhood, if he come from where we come from. And I explained that to Nip. And when I was explaining it to him, he was getting it, but he wasn't getting it. But I was like, look at what you're doing. You make records with YG. You made records with Game. You made records with Problem. You making records with Bloods. Crippin' and Bloods making records, and y'all really love each other, and y'all bonding with each other. Y'all pulling up together. You in their neighborhoods. You loving them, and they loving you. You are a peace advocate, Nip. That's what you are. And the reason why I know this is because that's what I am. You know, real recognize real. I know what he is, I know what he was. And the marathon is gonna continue. Look at the love, look at the spirit. This man, I'm gonna end it like this. This man got a letter from Barack Obama, man. My last words will be, for God so loved the world that he gave us a good crip. The late, great neighborhood Nip. Rest in peace, girl. Neighbors.
That was a little clip that somebody sent me just to add a little context to it. They felt like Snoop Dogg, he was up there just rambling, and he gave him a couple shout outs, but they really was basically saying up there just making it about himself for real.
I don't see that. I see it as going to somebody's funeral is already enough right there.
Yeah.
Of course, we already know the membership of the colors. You know what I'm saying? So I can understand that. I'm listening more so to the story and I'm seeing what's what too. I am paying attention to the wordage, and the wordage kind of threw me off. You know about that square, right?
Right.
You know about that square. He squared off. He did say, he said that number 3 times. Surprisingly.
Right. I mean, it was a whole lot going on at that funeral, and rest in peace, Nip.
I mean, he's somebody. Everyone is somebody. So all lives matter. Okay, trust me. So pretty much, I mean, regardless of what it was in the first place, he did his job. You feel me? And I feel that, that's what I'm saying. Big ups, Nip. You know what I'm saying? I don't see no conspiracy in that. I know that it's a show at the same time. You know what I mean? Because look how many fans or people are there that actually support what's going on. Like, it's deeper than what a lot of people look at, really.
Right.
You know what I mean? Just because Snoop made a name for himself and stuff, yeah, when he get on the stage, it look like a show. So a funeral gets sold out. It's a grasp on something. And it's not for me to tell you.
I feel like that's just what happened. He just got choked up a little bit. Like, of course, he probably had what he wanted to say, kind of wrote down on the tablet, whatever, as they pointed out. You go off script a little bit because you're like, man, you know what? Fuck this. I'm gonna just spit from the heart, man.
What's crazy is that as he was reading the paper, he probably didn't want to even goddamn say half of the shit that was on it.
Yeah, for real. It looked like he was like trying to pick and choose what he really wanted to say.
Yeah, he reading what he reading. Come on, man. Because if it was me, I ain't saying that.
Yeah, I'm gonna make it all about that person. I ain't gonna be like, oh, well, people used to say look like me, and when I seen him and his girl, it reminded me of me and my wife, and like, damn,
His own words though. At the same time, it's because it's scripted.
Right. And I mean, it's true. He probably just saying like, I see him and Lauren. It remind me of me and my wife because it ain't that many successful black couples. He's saying it in that point, not to really cast too much light on himself. He just more so saying it like I seen another successful black couple. I like seeing that type of shit. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments. Was too much making it about himself, or was he just being just genuine?
Make sure y'all put that down there. Let us know, because I want to know what y'all think.
The music business is ran by the devil. So the music business is only designed to get as many people to go away from God as possible. So what happens is the devil needs workers, and by workers, he needs people who have influence, who can mislead or misguide people away from the light into the darkness. So this is why the artist is powerful. So the artist is the mouthpiece. Okay, that artist is the mouthpiece between the devil and the fan. And the artist's job is to get you to throw up these weird signs. What are you doing this for? This is the Baphomet. I don't fuck with this. So don't think I'm throwing this up because I don't fuck with this. I'm just showing you when you see these signs, when you see the checkerboards, when you hear them talking about demon time and drill and kill and all this shit. Even the actual beat and the BPM, it's all 808 drums. This is all low vibrational shit. So what happens is the artist is only the tool used to push the message of the devil. It's a spiritual war. So what happens is, in order for that artist to be in position to even mislead the people, they have to be worthy. This is hazing. This is the hazing aspect of it. So when you look at colleges, you look at fraternities, you have to be hazed in order to get to pledge, to be a pledge.
That's a fact.
In order to climb the ladder in the music industry, you have to be hazed. And when you're getting hazed, you're getting fucked in your ass.
So you think you
know what I'm
say
saying?
like basically
this homosexual ritual.
the
I'm saying.
higher.
Damn. Okay.
Please don't fuck me over, bruh. Please don't fuck me over, bruh. I literally begged that man, bruh, on the Bible, man. I begged that man and his wife not to do me like this, bro. And they literally turned around less than 48 hours later and did me exactly how I wish that they didn't, bruh. And it's like, if I don't speak up and I don't tell my story and I don't shine light on this, bro, it's gonna be people still signed to them that can't get out of these deals because people be scared to speak up. And I'm getting DMs and texts from fake investigators and people trying to call me and tell me that they know where I stay. I'm getting told that these people are part of a bloodline and I gotta be careful with the attorneys that I'm dealing with.
And it get treacherous. Y'all gotta watch what y'all signing. A lot of people want to be famous. They want to be rich. It's a lot of ways to make money. It's a lot of ways to be rich. What do you define rich as? Do you define rich as having a lot of money? Rich is defined a lot of different ways. Most people think rich is just defined by money. And that's when you get locked into these contracts like old girl. And it's like the producer was telling you, hey, you getting hazed. That's probably what she was going through. And she like, for less than 48 hours, it's too late. You already signed the deal now. She probably trying to bag out and they like, no, it don't work that way.
There's no way. There's no way. You know what I mean. Y'all drop that shit in the comments too. Make sure y'all liking this damn video and let's keep going, brother. I don't hear nothing.
Uh-oh. The hell going on?
Psh, probably don't need to hear it.
Yeah, this might have been one. Let me see. Can we see what he's saying? Yeah, we got the
I can read lips, no diddy.
Okay, I remember this clip. Let me see. To this, listen to what they saying because it's corny, but they're actually telling a real story. Man, I'm telling you, listen, y'all gonna have to probably rewind that in here because I was laughing too hard to really hear what the fuck was going on, but they was exposing some shit for entertainment purposes only.
That shit complicated.
Man, that one was too damn complicated. I got lost in between the nigga that it was looking like Elvis and the nigga with the fat mole right there.
I swear, I ain't with all that TikTok shit.
Man, this boy is wild.
Prince was trying to tell us something before he died.
When I was a kid, I used to see these trails in the sky all the time, and so that's cool. A jet just went over. And then you started to see a whole bunch of them. And next thing you know, everybody in your neighborhood was fighting and arguing and you didn't know why.
Now, come on, man. This is just from heavy air traffic. You know, there has to be some sort of airport nearby. These streaks in the sky are caused by the water vapor in the airplane's engine, and the low temperature causes ice crystals. It's not like they could just turn it off, or Okay, I don't know what that was about, but this is testing the weight limits of the planes, right, for passengers. And no, those aren't hoses hooking up to anything. Yeah, they're just testing the planes, guys. Now that's how they do their little writing in the sky, you know what I'm saying? It's just a crazy conspiracy.
By the way, this video is scripted and for entertainment purposes only. Stay weird.
If you know, you know.
Takeoff's death wasn't nothing but a corporate hostile takeover using his life as the goddamn. Oh my God.
Man, RP Takeoff.
That boy died so they could cash in a motherfucking insurance policy and to cover up the fact that Rock Nation was ripping Megan away from 300. I guess nobody's paying attention to the fact that complete control of Megan Thee Stallion's career was taken over right after Takeoff died. And the Prince family were forced to leverage and let her go, even though they did not want to.
Oof.
Isn't that interesting?
Houston politics.
And I'm not saying allegedly.
Oh, okay.
I'm saying Sean Carter, you're taking Pimp C wasn't bad enough.
Shit.
Why the fuck did that house burn up? Who the fuck goes to their childhood house for a visit and the shit goes up in flames?
That was very weird.
And still, no real investigation on how the house just went up in flames. I guess they paid y'all off. Like they paid y'all off for that fucking Astro World shit.
That one was crazy, man. Because for entertainment purposes only, rest in peace, Takeoff. Hey, Jag was cooking right there. She was in that bag. And hey, she was standing on that too. She like, and I'm not saying allegedly.
That shit ain't allegedly.
Shout out Jag. Shout out Jaguar Wright, man. Like, oh, she was trying to say, oh, I told y'all they did that to her. Do we know if she wrote that?
I ain't about to even lie, bro. Theory, I'm gonna write that shit.
Shit, we would have to look that up. Ain't no telling. She probably didn't though. 9 times out of 10.
I know.
People got to keep that in mind before they hit the comments up with the crazy talk. Like, look, we don't know if she wrote it. Maybe she did. Maybe she didn't. You know, and then it don't apply.
She ain't write that shit, bro.
Right. Donald Marshall made this song. This is how Donald Marshall made this amazing song. I never did anything that could be played backwards, just catchy, clever tunes to get me out of there without getting cloned. Over the years, through trial and error, I learned how to capture the attention of people with different melodies. People like repetitiveness in songs, predictability, and then sometimes poems. Sometimes I'd include a melody that had similarities. A perfect example is Somebody I Used to Know, a song I made for a band named Gautier. I made the background tune very similar to the nursery rhyme Bar Bar Black Sheep. Just about everyone has heard the nursery rhyme as a kid. But when they hear Somebody I Used to Know, they don't make the connection, and subliminally, they just know they've heard it before. It's familiar and gets stuck in their head. I've sold more records that way. Kept me from being tortured most times. I use attention-grabbing melodies and nursery rhymes, Bar Bar Black Sheep, you know? Have you any wool? Listen. The addicting subliminal part is a nursery rhyme. Everybody knows Bar Bar Black Sheep, nursery rhyme, but they can't identify it in this song. They listen to it and say, where do I know that song from? I've heard it before, I can't get it out of my head. But they can't figure out why they've heard it before. When these people used to listen to Bar Bar Black Sheep, they were children, and it was a more carefree time as a child, and they listened to it. And they get this feeling of reminiscing about childhood, and they don't even know why. It's a subliminal psychological level. I had to make songs successful, or they would come back and torture me for failing to make them rich or famous. That Gautier guy hates me because he says he's a songwriter, but he can't think up songs. It takes him over 6 months to make one and it's no good. But me at the cloning centre, I sang out a killer top 10 hit in 4 minutes. I make it look effortless, and he hates me for that.
Yeah, that one was different.
It's like this, bro.
People from every background, but they all have one thing in common. They're all terrified of Ronan Farrow. He's coming for you. He's coming for you. Talking of all you it was a big year for our movies. Shut up. Shut up. I don't care. I don't care. Many talented people of colour were snubbed in major categories. Unfortunately, there's nothing we can do about that. The Hollywood foreign press are all very, very racist. 5th time. And it's still more fun than this, okay? Spoiler alert, season 2 is on the way, so in the end, he obviously didn't himself, just like Jeffrey Epstein. Shut up! I know he's your friend, but I don't care.
Our next presenter starred in Netflix's Bird Box, a movie where people survive by acting like they don't see a thing. Sort of like working for Harvey Weinstein. You did it! I didn't, you did it!
Hey. He was not playing with that.
1582, the world changed. Quietly.
All right, this one ain't a music conspiracy, y'all, but I had to end it with this one. So we're going to cook.
But forever. Pope Gregory XIII introduced the Gregorian calendar, the one you use today.
Pay attention.
12 months, 365 days, leap years. But that wasn't always the system. Before that, many ancient cultures used a 13-month calendar, 28 days per month, perfectly in sync with the moon, with nature, with your body. 13 months, 28 days, 364 days total. 1 day out of time to reset, reconnect, to breathe. This system reflected balance. It honored the feminine, the natural, the spiritual. It wasn't just a calendar, it was a rhythm. But Rome had other plans. The 13-month calendar was scrapped. In its place, a system designed not for balance, but for commerce, control, production. They didn't just rewrite time. They severed humanity's connection to the cycles of the earth. Time became a trap. Not a flow, but a factory. Work, consume, obey. And most people still don't realize they're living inside a time system built by designers of control, not keepers of truth. But there's a shift happening.
People are waking up, reclaiming their rhythm, rewriting their reality. Because once you control your time, you start to control your life. This is the way out.
And
Say
like I
that.
said, that one wasn't a music conspiracy, but I had to end on that note because do your own research on that. Based on that, I like to ask people, are you really your age? Based on that, what you just heard.
Let me know how old you think me and Juice is. Give me an age. How old do I look, y'all? How old is T-Wade? You tell me. I might be 60.
Possibly. Hey, but like I said, I told you we had a banger for y'all. It was a lot of jewels in there, and it's basically we go back to them doors. You going through this door, or that door.
Either
It
or.
seems like all of them really lead to nowhere. Hey, you just got to find your own path. You following these celebrities, following these trends, and you might be following something that you don't even recognize what you're following.
There's a lot of doors to a lot of shit, but it's only one door to one thing.
If you know, you know.
There's no way out. Yes, there is. With that being said, y'all, definitely was a banger right there. I learned some things. Hopefully you have as well. Make sure y'all drop in the comments, timestamp it. Let us know what was your favorite part of the video. Let us know how you felt about the whole broadcast. And trust me, I'm gonna say we said this at the beginning. We're gonna say it at the end too. Make sure y'all hitting that like, subscribe if you like the channel. Please make sure you tapping that button. The one like this. You know what I'm talking about? And then you got the other thing that's over here like this. That helps as
For
well.
real. Because we got a lot more where this came from. You know what I'm saying? We got some bangers cooked up for y'all. We're going to start dropping them 4 times a week, 3 to 4 videos a week. Straight music conspiracies. We got some cooked up for y'all though. So make sure you like button, hitting that subscribe button, and sharing it. Sharing it with other people that you feel like will enjoy this type of content. People that enjoy dark conspiracies, people that's trying to get into the music industry as well. But these people need to be armed with that knowledge before they get into something. But stuff is real. We're not just putting these videos together for no reason. We want people to be aware of what's going on before you pursue your dreams. I ain't saying don't pursue your dreams, just know what's behind those closed doors.
Well said, brother.
And with that being said, I'm Juice Taylor.
And I'm T-Wade.
This has been another episode of YSG TV. We out.
Peace out, homies.